What's good, creative? 2J again from Caesar Graphics. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to achieve Esther movie poster. Now, I got the inspiration for this poster from the Bible. This tutorial is especially for designers who are looking at learning how to use Photoshop to color grade and also how to combine color well. So if you need the exercise file, simply make use of the link in the description section of this video. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this tutorial. So sit back, relax, and keep watching. I'm going to create a new document now. So I'm going to click on File and I'm going to select New. So I'm going to make my width 890 and height is going to be 1113. And I'm going to call this Esther. So I'm using this frame size here now because I'm planning to post this on my Instagram page, and the color mode is going to be RGB. I'll leave every other settings the way they are, and I'm going to select the create button. First thing I'm going to drag in is going to be my background image. So I'm going to drag that and drop here like that, and I'm going to hit the enter key. So we need to change the color of this to orange. So I'm going to use curve to do that, and I'm going to drop this down like that. All right, and then I'll change this to red. All right, so I'm going to add red. If you're good at mixing color, you understand that when you mix red and yellow, it gives you orange. So I'm doing that here now. So I'm going to move this up here like so to add red to the project, and I'll go straight under blue because the opposite of blue here is yellow. So I'm going to select blue here, and I'm going to add yellow to this by just moving this down. Now you see we're beginning to have that, orange color here on the project. I need to add more red to this because I really want to make this have more of this orange look. And I'm going to go back to RGB here now. Then I'm going to move this down like that. Now this is beautiful. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add more curve to this. All right, so I'm going to add curve like that, and I'm going to move this down like so. Then I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask like that, and I'll select the brush tool, increase my brush size, then go to my brush settings here, and I'm going to turn off this. If this button is checked, please remember to turn it off. So I'm going to select the soft round brush here now, and I'm going to select transfer. All right, then I'm going to increase my brush size now, and my foreground here is supposed to be white, so I'm going to click on this icon here to switch to white, and then let's apply the curve back to the scene. So I'm going to gently apply that somewhere here like that. All right, so I'm going to make it very soft. All right, now the reason why I'm doing this here now is I'm trying to create room for my characters pictures because I'm going to be adding the characters pictures, and I want focus to be on the characters. Apply the brush here like that, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add more curve again, and I'll do that now by adding this, and I'm going to do the same move again by pushing this down, and I'm going to hit Ctrl I, and I'm going to apply the same brush here again. Now it's possible I'm going to go back to this when I start after applying the pictures of the characters. Apply the same brush here. Just put this down here like so. Okay. All right. Then I'll add another curve again because I'm adding a light effect to this side of the project. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this up like that, and I'm going to hit Ctrl I again, and I'm going to reduce the brush size. Then I'm just going to apply this here like so because I'm going to put some light on this side of the project. So we need to create the the glow of the light before we apply that. All right, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the light stand. So because I couldn't get a good light stand, so I decided to use this cup to create the light. All right, there are times we need to do this as creatives. All right, we just have to find ways to make things work. So I'm going to zoom in. All right, and I'll hold on Alt and just scale this down. This should be somewhere here like that. Still gonna scale it down a bit more. This should be here like that. All right, then I'm going to select the polygonal lasso tool here, and then I'm going to just gently just cut this out like so. All right, then I'm going to add layer mask to this. So now the layer mask is not working the way I want it. Now make sure you're on the layer mask of the light stand. So I'm going to hit Control and I to reverse the mask, and then we have this. Then I'm going to move this to somewhere around here. This shadow here is looking too heavy, so I'm going to select the brush to reduce my brush size, and I'm going to switch to black here because black is what we're going to be using to delete anything we apply to our layers. So I'm just going to gently take this out from here. All right, like that, and I'll move this close to this side. I think I'm still seeing this some part of the cup here, so I'm going to take it out. All right, now that's good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to start, adding depth to this. So first, I'm going to add a curve to this and click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect the light stand. And I'm going to change the color of this to orange. But first, I need to just make it a bit darker and go here and apply the same move again. I'm going to select red. I'm going to add more red to this like that and go back to blue and just, add yellow to it. So I'm going to make this more reddish like that. Yeah, that's good. Make the stand more darker. All right. So I'm going to just apply another curve again. I'll just call this dark. Let's just call it dark. And I'm going to click on the clip icon here because I only want this to affect the stand. All right. So I'm going to move this down like that. Now this is affecting the stand, the whole image of the stand. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to double click on the layer to activate the layer style, and we need to blend it this. So we only want this to apply to the shadow part of the project. So I'm going to move from here down like that and hold on all to split the slider because we need to smooth the effect here, because as you can see here, it's looking too rough. So we need to make it smooth. So I'm going to move this way and move this way like that and move this here like that. So then I'm going to select the OK button like that, and then we need to apply a light glow light effect to this. So then I'm going to select a new layer by holding on Alt and click on the new layer icon to create a new layer, and I'm going to call this lights. I select the OK button. Then I'll change the blend mode to color dodge and select the brush tool. Then I'm going to change the color of this to orange. I'm going to use orange like that. I select the OK button. Then I'm going to increase the brush size like that, and I'm going to gently apply the brush like so to the stand. All right, so we're just going to apply that here. Okay, just gently apply that here like that. That's good. So I'm going to go straight to my exercise file here and drag this and drop here like so. We need to just change the blend mode of this to screen, and I'll activate the free transform and just rotate this way. Just position this here like that, and I'll drag the fire image here and drop here. Scale down, zoom in, change the blend mode to screen, and make it there. That we can even hold on shift and just make this a bit wider like that. And this should be here. We're gonna hit the enter key, and then we'll have a file like that on the project. So we can even make a copy of this, and this can go up a bit like that. We can then activate the free transform and make this smaller. All right, so this is it. So you know what, let's just make this and let's make it a bit bigger, because right now everything is looking too small. So I'm just going to increase the size and move this up to somewhere around here. All right, so I'm going to add the entrance now. So this is the entrance to the building, so I'm just going to push that and drag that here, and this should be bigger like so. And I'm going to move this. I'm going to add a gradient map to this, so I'm going to select the gradient map here and click on the clip icon here and go straight inside the gradient map. And then I'm going to select the gradient map here because I already created the gradient map. So for those of you that care to know the color code, I'm going to double click on the color picker here, and now you see we have just zeros here. We have 6 zeros here, and let's see the other color code we have here, which is 00B8AD. 00B8AD. So I'm going to select the OK button. So let's add depth to this. So I'm going to add curve to this, and I'm going to select the clip icon again, and this time I'm just going to push this down like that. I'm going to reverse the mask. All right. So we need to reverse the mask. And I'm going to hit Control I to do that. And I'm going to zoom out. So what I'm trying to do here is, I'm trying to create that depth. All right. That's, will make more focus be on my characters. All right. So, but before we apply the brush to the layer mask, we need to move this to this side. All right. So whenever you're making a movie poster, all right, making your characters be of focus should be your goal. And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So I'll make this real big like that. And this should just move a bit to this side. And then I'm going to hit the enter key just like that. All right. Then I'm going to just select this. I'm going to select the brush tool here and I'll go under the brush settings, increase my brush size. Now make sure that your foreground here is set to white because we want to bring back the shadow. I'm going to just gently apply, the brush to the project like this. So I'm going to make this side really dark. This side needs to be very, very dark. So the other thing I'm going to do is I need to add a glow light here because I'm going to be applying the picture of Esther here. So I'm going to select the brush tool. I'm going to hold on Alt and sample a color from here and make this brighter. So I'm just going to move this to somewhere around here like so. All right. And I'm going to gently apply the brush to this side to just give the project this glow effect here. All right, so I'm going to apply that here. I'm going to drag my smoke image and drag that and drop here and make this real big. All right, this is going to be, I want to make this real big like so. This can still be somewhere here like that. And then let's move this here first because I really want to achieve the same color from this glow. So to do that, I'm going to select hue saturation and select the clip icon here. And then let's see if I move this to this side like that. You see, we're beginning to see the same color from the glow. All right, so I'm going to add more saturation to this and see we are already getting there. Oh, I think, yeah, so this is it. So I'm going to change the blend mode of this to screen. Yep, like that. And this should be behind this. The opacity of this needs to go down. Just need to reduce the opacity a bit. I'm going to make a copy of this. All right. And I'll activate the free transform, right click and select rotate 180-degree. And this should go up here like that. And then I'm going to reduce the opacity of this. So yeah, so let's start dragging the picture of our characters to the project. But before we do that, we need to put everything here in a group like that. And let's drag the picture of Esther and drop here like that and make that real big. All right, it needs to be bigger because she's the focus. All right, so I'm going to move this and position somewhere around here. And then the picture of the uncle. So if you have read the story, I'm sure you would understand what I am doing here. All right, so I'm going to just move this and let's just position this somewhere around here for now. Okay. All right, then the other person I'm going to drag in is the king's servant. All right, so I'm going to flip this way and scale this down. And then I'm going to just make this a bit bigger, and this should be somewhere. All right, for the king, I'm going to move this here, right click, and flip this horizontal. Horizontal, yeah, and I'm going to make this, smaller. So for the uncle, I'll activate the free transform and just rotate this a bit, and then I'll make this bigger. And this should go up a bit like that. Then the servant still need to go out here a bit like that. All right, so this is good. So what I'm going to do now is to start color grading the pictures because we need to have this yellow, this orange color on their faces. So let's start with the uncle, and I'm going to, I'm noticing some errors here we need to fix. So I'm going to right click and rasterize the layer. So I'm going to hide this because look at this. We're seeing this empty space here or behind the king from the uncle, and it's not helping the project. So we need to fix that. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle marquee here like that and go to edit and select content aware scale. I'm going to hold on shift and just, drag this down like that and hit the Ctrl D to deselect the marquee. And let's see what we have now. This is perfect. All right, this is beautiful. All right, so let's start with the uncle hue saturation here, and then I'm going to, you know, make this a bit yellow. All right, so I'm going to move this here. Let's see when I get to yellow, and I'm going to add saturation to this like that. All right, so I'm going to select the clip icon because I only want this to affect the layer of the uncle. Make sure you are on the layer mask of the hue saturation. So I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask and select the brush tool. Then I'm going to zoom in. All right, reduce my brush size and make sure your foreground is set to white because we want to add the hue saturation back to the face. So I'm just going to gently apply that here. Now, when you're doing this, please try avoid making this touch what's on the head of the picture here. I wish I know what it is called. If you know what this is called, please, or appreciate if you can just help by putting it in the comment section of this tutorial. All right. So yeah, this is good. So we're going to do the same thing to the servant here. So I'm going to go to the layer of the servant and look at this. The picture is too oversaturated, so we need to reduce the saturation. So I'm going to apply hue saturation here and select the clip icon here now, and I'm going to just, dial this down like that. All right. So I'm looking at the color on the face of the uncle here to fix the color on the face of this subject here. So if you look at the two faces here now, you see that the color on their faces is now similar, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm gonna move this to somewhere here to just add just soft orange to this. For the king, we're going to apply orange to the face of the king. All right, so we're going to use color balance to achieve the applying of the orange to the face of the king. So what I'm going to do first is to select the clip icon after selecting the color balance from the adjustment tab. Now, if you can't find the adjustment tab on your Photoshop screen, simply go to Windows and activate it here. All right. So yeah, so let's continue. So under the midtone here, I'm just going to add red and I'm going to just add yellow because when you mix red and yellow, it gives you orange. And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. Now you see, we're beginning to see that orange on the face of the king. And then I'm going to add hue saturation. Then select the clip icon here now, and I'm going to increase the saturation because I really want to have more of orange on the face of the king. So I'm just going to move this to somewhere here like that. You see, we're beginning to see that orange on the face of the king. And I think I'm okay with this. So right now I'm going to hit Ctrl I on the layer mask of the two adjustment layers. Then I'm going to select the brush tool and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to increase the brush size and make sure my foreground is set to white. And under your brush settings here, make sure your brush tip is set to soft round brush. All right. So I'm going to just apply this here back like that. For the hue saturation, I'm going to apply the same move. All right. Sorry, we're missing this part of the body. All right. So I'm going to select the layer mask of the hue saturation and just do the same move again like that. And let's see what we have now. Now this is looking the way I want it to look. All right, this is looking the way I want it to look. All right, so the other thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new layer. All right, and call this bottom. All right, so I'm going to select the OK button and select the brush tool again. Make sure your brush tip is set to soft round brush and make sure your transfer option is checked. All right, so now under this transfer option setting, if you have a graphics tablet, make sure you change your control here to pen pressure. But if you don't have a graphics tablet, turn off transfer, all right, and make your flow 11 or 10, and you're still going to achieve the same move. So, but because I have a graphics tablet, I'll make my flow 100 and turn on my transfer option here. So what we're about to do here now is to apply brush to the layer. So the reason why we're making all these settings, adjusting the flow and the transfer is because it's always good for us to be able to control the strength of our brush, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here now. Increase my brush size. All right, now make sure that your foreground is set to black, and I'm just going to apply the brush to this side of the project. Now the idea of doing this is because I want to add the casts and the other information, the title, to this part of the project. All right, and that's why I'm applying this here now. So yeah, I almost made the color grading on the face of Esther here. So we're going to apply the same move again. Now, first, let's start with the color balance. So I'm going to select color balance from the adjustment uh, tab here, and I'm going to select the clip icon here, and I'm going to move this forward like that and just add yellow like that. You see, we're beginning to see that orange color on the face of our subject. All right, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask, because I only want to apply this to the face. So I'm just going to apply that here like that. And okay, so the other thing I'm going to do here now is I'm going to apply shadow behind each of the characters. So I'll start with the uncle here. So I'm going to select the layer, and I'm going to select the color balance layer above Esther's layer, and I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this shadow 1. All right, and I'm going to select the OK button. Now the reason I'm doing this is because it's always good to create this separation, all right, between your characters. Is another way you can help the flow of the high movement on the project. All right, so I'm just going to move this here. And another good way of doing this is to give the project the 3D feel. All right, it makes it look like the pictures are actually human and not a cut off paper that is just pasted on the project. All right, so the applying of this type of soft shadow is very important when you're making a project like this. So yeah, for the servant, all right, I'm going to select the hue saturation above the uncle, and I'm going to hold down Alt again and create a new layer, and I'm going to call this shadow 2. All right, select the OK button, and I'm going to apply the shadow here. Then I'm going to do the same move again, then select the hue saturation again, hold on Alt, click on the new layer icon and call this shadow 3, and then I'm going to select the OK button like that. Then I'm going to apply the shadow here like that and here. Now when you're doing this, guys, avoid making the shadow too strong, because when the shadow is too strong, it's not going to help the project at all. All right, so yeah, for the layer of Esther here, I think we should just add a depth to this. So I'm going to apply curve. All right, and I'm just going to, it's always good to boost the shadow of your characters whenever you're making project like this. It's another way of, making it look more richer and more mature. Okay, when I say mature, I mean making it look more like a professional movie poster. So I'm going to move this to somewhere here. All right. Hey guys, I'm sure you're having fun. Now, before we get to the interesting part of this tutorial, I need to quickly let you know this, that if you have not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button, and also remember to check the post notification bell, because I'm going to be posting more tutorials like this on my channel. So in order for you not to miss any of my tutorial, remember to check the post notification bell. So let's continue. So what I'm going to do next is to create a light effect on the the characters here. So I'm going to first create a new layer. So I'm going to select Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this lights. All right, and I'm going to select the OK button. I'm going to change the blend mode here to color dodge, and I'm going to go straight to my foreground color picker here, and then I'm going to select orange. Okay, so then I'm going to zoom in, increase the brush size. All right, now there's one thing I want to do here. All right, I'm going to hold down Control Shift and then click on the thumbnail of each of the layers of my character here. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm about to apply brush to the project, but I don't want this brush to go outside of the shape of my characters here. So I'm going to hit Ctrl H to hide the marquee, and I'm just going to gently apply the brush to the layer. All right, so I'm going to gently apply that here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. All right, same thing here. So why I'm doing this is because I'm about to apply a glow light to the project. So I'm creating the profile of the glow. And the other reason how I'm able to know where to apply the brushes, look at this. I have this fire light lamp here. All right, so I'm using that to apply the light to my character. So I want to make it look like the effect of this light is what you're seeing on the face of the characters. And this is one of the ways to create unity whenever you're making movie posters, making sure that everything on your project work together like they are one. All right. And that's what I'm trying to achieve, here. And that's why I'm not going to apply the effect to the king here, because the king is hidden on this side of my project. So it's not possible for me to apply the light to the king. So I'm only going to apply it to the uncle and also to Esther here. So I'm just going to apply that here like that. Yeah, this is good. And for this side here, I'm going to hold on Alt and sample this side of this uh, project to pick the color from there. And then I'm going to apply the same effect to this side of um, Esther's image like that. Okay, this is looking more like it. All right. So I think I over applied. So I'm going to select the eraser tool and just take it out. Oh, sorry. My eraser tool is supposed to be on the soft round brush here. And I'm just going to gently take it out like that. All right. This is making sense already. All right. So then I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon now and change and call this light dodge. And I'll change the blend mode here to color dodge. And then I'll check the fill with color dodge neutral color of black, and I'm going to select the OK button like that. All right, now let's see if we still have our marquee active. So I'm going to hit Control H. All right, we still have it here. So it means the Control H is what you're going to use to hide the marquee and make it visible. So now we still have it. So I'm going to hit Control H again to hide it, and I'm going to switch to white here, and then I'm going to change my foreground color here to orange again. Let's make it my orange like that. So I'm going to select the OK button. Okay, don't forget to be on your brush tool here. All right, so I'm going to gently apply that here like that. So as you can see, we're beginning to have that glow light on our project. So for here, I'm going to just do the same move again. Switch to the same color again, which is this color here, and I'm going to come here and move this. Now this is the color that we got from here. All right, so I'm using the same color again, but this time I'm going to change the value a bit. All right, because I really want this to be brighter than what I used previously. All right, so I'm just going to gently apply this here and just so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit Control H to make the marquee visible, and hit Control D to deselect the marquee like that. Then I'm going to increase my brush size. So I'm going to just gently apply this here because I didn't want to have that glow on this side of my projects, just like that. Okay. Yeah, I think this is making sense. This is okay. But for this side here, I didn't want this side to be to the shadow here to be more stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down now that I've opened the group here, and I'm going to go straight to where I have this. Yeah, it should be this. All right, I'm going to select the brush tool, increase my brush size, and I'm going to apply this more and go straight to the curve here. All right, and I'm going to move this down like that. All right, I'm going to move it down like that. Okay, I think I like it this way. And for this side here, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call this brush. Again, the brush to increase my brush size should be black. All right, I need to change this to black. All right, so I'm just gently apply this here. I think I should just move this above this. Or it should be above. No, sorry, it should be above this. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so this should be here like that. Okay, I do want to add more depth to the project, so I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this burn and change this to soft light and check the fill with soft light neutral color 50% gray here and select the OK button. Then I'm going to select the bond tool here. All right, and I'm going to zoom in and then increase my brush size and apply the bond to the side of um, Esther's image. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Same thing here like that. Yeah, this is good. So for this side of the uncle, I'm gonna apply this like that. Then for this, yeah, I'm gonna apply it here. And I am going to stamp visible the project by holding on Control Shift Alt and E. All right. So the stamp visible is more like the way you screenshot your screen with your mobile device. All right. Now, why we're doing this is because I'm taking this to Camera Raw to do the final color grading. So we need to first convert this to a smart object, and I'm gonna call this CR. All right. Yeah, that's Camera Raw, and I'll go to Filter, then select the Camera Raw filter option here. So then I'm going to start with the basic because I want to give the project this warm look. All right. So I'm going to move from here down like that. Okay. Yeah. Then for the exposure, you're just going to push that, down like that. And for the contrast, I'm going to move that up like so. All right. Let's make it +8. And for the highlights, yeah, for the highlights, I'm going to just increase the highlights. All right. Because I really want the highlights on their faces to be more brighter. All right. So for the shadow, all right, I'm going to increase the shadow. Yeah, I'm going to increase the shadow like that, and I'm going to push down the white. Okay, I'm going to push down the white, and for the black, I'm going to move that down also like that. All right, so for the vibrance, all right, I'm going to increase the vibrance a bit. So the idea of doing this is to boost the color on the midtones. All right, on the midtones. All right, so I want the light effect color here to be, the color to pop more. So, and that's why I'm adjusting the vibrance here. All right, so let's go straight to the details. I'm going to add sharpen to just so as to add more contrast to the pixels. So I'm going to move this to this side here like that, and this is okay. I'm going to close this, and let's go straight to the color mixer here. So what we're going to do here is to boost the orange color. So I'm going to increase this like that to add more orange to the project. And for my yellow here, I'm going to reduce the strength of the yellow because I don't want to have too much yellow here. All right. So for those of you that don't understand what I'm doing here, I'm adjusting the saturation of the colors on the project. Okay, so for the aqua here, which is this glow color here, I'm going to just boost that by pushing this up to enhance the color like so. Okay, so we're going to do the center for the green because we have touch of green on the color, so I'm just going to increase that a bit like so. Okay, yeah, I'm going to hide this, and then I'll go straight under the split tone. Yeah, so under my split tone here, I just want to have more. I don't want to have this orange color on the shadow, so I'm going to move this to this side here like that, and I'm going to increase the saturation to just give the project the yellow, the excuse me guys, the orange feel like that. All right, this is looking beautiful. So I'm going to close this, and then we go straight under the effect. So I'm going to add grain to this. Now the grain simply means noise. So I'm going to just add noise like that, and then I'm going to add a vignette. All right. So the idea of the vignette is to make focus, to put more focus on the character's image here. So I'm going to go back to the color mixer here, and I think the orange here is too heavy. So I'm just going to adjust that by pushing this down to about this level. All right, then I think this is okay for me. I am going to select the OK button now, and this is what we have. So let's say the before and after. This is the after, and this is the before. Now you see how we're able to use Camera Raw to enhance the look of the project. So let's start adding our information to the project. So I'm going to type the title here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to just paste the title here. All right, so the font I'm going to be using today is the Hoefler titling. All right, and this should be somewhere around, let's say somewhere around here. Or you know what, let's just move this up a bit like that, and this should be here like so. All right, so I'm going to get the credit from Google. I'm going to paste that here, and then I'm going to just reduce. I'm going to reduce the size of the text, and hit the enter key and move this forward a bit. Then close the adjust the leading. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna adjust the leading, and I'm going to make this a bit bigger like that. So for this to make this more visible, so I'm gonna create a new layer. Select the brush tool. Now make sure your foreground is set to black here, and I'm gonna gently apply the brush to the project like that. And yeah, so this is it, guys. Wow, I'm glad you made it to the end of this tutorial. So if you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button, and also remember to check the post notification bell so you get notified when I post any of my tutorials. Share, like, and comment on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.